Hi, friends. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's Wednesday. What's that mean? It's Wine Wednesday. It is Wine Wednesday. It is 7 o'clock. I am Joni Bates with Keller Williams in Atlanta, Georgia. And we are here to talk about some real estate. I need to get my wine open first. Or we can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. About the market, about real estate careers, about is now a good time to invest. What's my favorite color? And honestly, I could talk all day about real estate. My friends know that. My family knows that. I like it. I like it. Today was kind of a long day. I did a class over at the Market Center. Let's let that breathe a minute. Today's choice, it's probably going to be backwards. It's a lovely cab. Yum. Let's let that breathe a minute. I'm not going to drink the whole bottle, y'all. Promise you. Depends on your day, right? Depends on your day. Yeah. I see your thumbs up. I see you. I see you out there. Hey, Bob. Bob. Great talking to you today, Bob. Good neighbor. Good neighbor. Bob, you got your wine? You got your wine? What am I doing there? Now we're talking. That's right. That's right. We're not going to be too generous. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Oh, Maureen! Hello, sweet girl. I'm raising the glass too. Maureen, you are the cocktail queen. And I need an invite to your house for some of your cocktails. Something maybe some kind of bitters or something. Oh, it's bourbon 30. I hear you, Bob. I hear you, Bob. That is good. There's no hating on that. Hey. Hey. So on this fine Wednesday, we can call it Wine Wednesday. You can wine too. It doesn't just have to be the grape kind. It can be the attitude kind. Love it. So let's talk about the market. Let's talk about COVID. Let's talk about what's happening, what's going to happen. Yeah. Maureen, I've had a tequila shot and a beer. Talk to you later, Bob. Good to see you. Yes, we will talk soon. That's some exciting stuff we got going on. Cheers to Bob. You guys are going to hear all about Bob. So let's talk about the market. No, it's interesting. Our market in Kennesaw, I know this is like a big, I am in Atlanta, Georgia, Kennesaw, 30152. Hey, Fran, it's my girl. Fran. Fran's in Rome. Fran is I saw her today. Love me some Fran. She is a fellow agent in Rome. So all you folks out in Rome looking for an agent, Fran Mitchell is the person you need to call. Fran is fantastic. Rome is so pretty. Man, that is one pretty part of the state. Love it. So yeah, and feel free to jump in here, Fran. You've got some stuff to talk about Rome and the real estate market there. You too, Maureen. Maureen is also an agent. Maureen is an agent with Local, a new brokerage here. Good stuff going on over there. So let's talk about this market. Let's put it this way. It has been good. It has been busy, and there are no tire kickers and pillow pickers. And what I mean by that is if someone's serious about real estate, they know what they want and they're getting it done. They're not just shopping around and showing houses. I just kind of feel like maybe in a year or so I might want to move. Nope. Folks aren't going into other people's houses just to look around at decorations. You know what I'm saying? They, if they're serious about buying, they're buying. They are not going to take up agents' times and just look at houses for the fun of it. So when we are out showing homes, we know that it's for a deal. We're going to be closing on a home. Okay? And the houses that are available right now, if you are selling a home in the 200, 275, 280 price point here in Kennesaw, if my girl Tanya was on here, she would tell you that her house sold super fast. She was in that price range. Multiple offers, multiple showings, extremely dynamic, a little stressful. For me, it's more like, woohoo, let's go, let's roll. And then she went to find another house, and in the little bit higher price point on that one, and same thing, had to find a home on a coming soon status. So if you're thinking about looking for a home and you need an agent in this area, if you need an agent in another area, I can set you up with some of my friends, some of them who are on here right now, and we can find you a home, and it's going to be in the coming soon category. Because once it hits that market, if it's on the FMLS and the MLS, and then it goes to Zillow and Realtor.com, it's gone. It's gone, it's gone. So if you need a home, you need an agent, a good one, who's going to get you a coming soon. You know what I'm talking about, Fran? You know what I'm talking about. Yep. It was the time I didn't like wine. I know, right? What was wrong with me? I didn't like coffee either. Now I love both. Coffee in the morning, wine at night. Not every night, but I'm not hating on it. Makes me tired though. I think it's gonna get really relaxed. Have a good glass of wine. All right, so we know that the market is hot. We know that if you're in the price point of 200s, 275s, 280s, that market is flying. As you go up in price points, things slow down a little bit. 350, 375, you're not going to fly off the market, you know, as in coming soon. So you might be in there 3, 4, 5 days. And then as you go to increase prices, 450, 475, now you might be about 2 weeks. I know it sounds crazy. 2 weeks to sell a house. Y'all. We have to get some perspective with that. Think about a year ago, you put a house on the market and people weren't even talking about it for 8 days. I mean, it could be on Zillow and FMLS and all those other things. In 8, 9, 10 days, and then people just start looking at it slowly. There isn't this urgency. That was a year ago. So just be aware that if you're in that 400, 450, it's going to take you a little bit longer. That's a high price point. And I think sometimes in the Atlanta area, we don't realize that is a high price point. That is not the usual. Yeah, right, Fran? And not enough houses out there. They're just, inventory is low. And people are being conservative. People, you know, it's an election year. We're not going to talk about that. Do I see my friend Jan? Nothing but some love for some Jan Hare. Mwah. You know I love you, my girl. Jan's my girl. Jan has been in the business for 25 years. She's with Keller Williams. She's my mentor. She's my friend. I'm not going to say what we call each other in the office because this is PG, but I see you, girl. Love you. Love you, love you. Throw out your nuggets of wisdom, my friend Jan. Throw them out, JJ. Throw out those nuggets of wisdom. So yeah, we're talking about how the market changes. How the market is, the higher your price point, the longer it's going to be on the market. I mean, it's not real rocket science. It just is. It takes more money. It takes more money. And don't think, I'm like, this is big. This is big for people in my generation. I'm in my 50s. Yeah, it's true. I got this here. It's going to be backwards, but y'all can figure out what it says. 50 is the ultimate F word. That's right. Just happened to have that in reach. That was not planned. You do not need to put 20% down when you buy a home. No. I actually recommend don't put 20% down. Yeah, if it's a multiple offer situation, you absolutely want to be putting down large down payments, and you want your LVT, which is your loan to value ratio, to be good. You really want that 80-20 in there. But if you don't have to put 20% down, keep your money in your pocket. You can still get a home. You can still be approved. There are all lots of different programs out there. You can put 3% down, 5% down. Then we start talking about, those are conventional. And then we can start talking about different loan products, which are FHA, VA, USDA. 0 down on a USDA. Fran, you might be able to talk something about that. Out in Rome, there's more land, more rural areas. You can put 0% down on a USDA loan. Right? There's stuff out there. So if you're thinking that, I just don't think I can afford it, or I don't have that 20% down payment on that $450,000 house, you might not need that. You just might not need it. So that's something to ask your real estate practitioner. Do you like how I did that? Your real estate practitioner. Jan and I had a class that we took together, and that's what our awesome mentor and coach for a good CE class referred to us as practitioners. I like that. Jan, what are you drinking? Come on, girl. I know you got something. You got some dark liquor going on tonight, sweetheart? I love it. All right. So, yeah, we're saying that houses on the market, the higher the price point, the longer it's going to be on the market. It's just the case. And, when you start talking $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 homes, if you think that's going to be gone in 14 days, crazy. That's a lot of money. Folks need to take their time on those kind of purchases. And this is fun. If you're in the $1 million price range, you're always going to be in the $1 million price range. It actually doesn't matter what the market's doing. It doesn't matter if there's an election. It doesn't matter if it's COVID. It doesn't matter. Those luxury market homes are always, Jan, you're funny. Those luxury market homes are always going to be in demand for the same people, and it's the luxury market. It's going to take longer. Not unusual for 120 days on a luxury market item, a condo. Go downtown, do Midtown, see some of those beautiful homes and Sandy Springs. Inside the perimeter, oh my goodness, gorgeous homes, but they're going to take longer, and they're not affected as much by the market. Again, $1 million homes, you're in that market, you're always going to be in that market. So that's a tip. Pro tip there. Pro tip, my friends. Pro tip. What else do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the next 90 days. In real estate, we like to work in 12-week increments. Am I right? The 12-week year? Shout out if you know what I'm talking about. The 12-week year. 90 days. 90 days to get stuff done. I'm keeping it PG here. I haven't had that much wine. Right? Shout out if you know what I'm talking about. 12-week year, 90 days. What I'm doing right now is going to show up in 90 days in my business. So I'm talking to you now. I'm talking to you about what's happening in your life, checking in with you, seeing what your real estate needs are. In 90 days, that will come to fruition. So you're always filling up your pipeline and talking to folks, and it's a good mindset to keep. You always got to be talking to people, because in 90 days, that person's going to need you. Right, Maureen? You know, right, Fran? You know what I'm talking about. Absolutely. You need to be talking to your people. And sometimes it feels like you're talking to the wall because folks aren't interested right now. But guess what? You are in the front of their mind. They know, right? Right, Jan? We are planning for 2021. Heck yeah. Right, Maureen? You got to hit it now so you take care of yourself in the future. So present Joni needs to take care of future Joni. Present Maureen needs to take care of future Maureen. Right, my JJ? Present JJ needs to take care of future JJ. You too, Fran. You know what I'm talking about. You know, every day when you are working in real estate, Sometimes it feels like you're a little bit of a hamster on the wheel. You're just going and going and going. That's the hard stuff. That's the hard stuff, and that's the stuff you got to keep doing because that's where your reward is. It's not at the closing table. I mean, you get paid, which is good, but that's not where the greatness comes from. It's from doing it every day and having girls like you to do it with. You know what I'm saying? It's a good tribe. If you're ever interested in real estate, understand that these are special people. Special people who support you and love you and talk about ride or die. If you're ever looking for a tribe of friends, shoot, get your real estate license. We'll take you. Hey, got me some Randy. Love me some Randy. Let me tell you about Randy. First of all, I love her daughter. Her daughter's like my daughter. Oh, our daughters are best friends, and they're together right now. I got my eyes on them. They just went to Walmart together. Anyways, Randy just got her license, and she is a KW agent, kicking it over there in Woodstock with KW. So if you're out there in Woodstock, shout out to Randy, R-A-N-D-I with a W-A-S-C-O-M, Wascom. Give a shout out to Randy over there. Our market centers interact. We all help each other out. So if you're hanging out over there in Woodstock, give Randy a holler. She's fantastic. Her daughter's fantastic. Like I said, bing, this is a tribe. We all help each other. Nothing but the love. Okay, so we talked about the market. We talked about what the market's doing. We talked about price points and time on the market. Let's talk about the next 90 days, like we were saying, the 12-weeker. What does that mean for you as a consumer? You as a consumer in the next 12 weeks, if you are remotely interested in selling your home, you need to do it now. I don't say that because I'm looking for you to be my next closing. Of course, that would be in your best interest because, you know, pretty good at it. But for you, you're going to want to get your house sold sooner, as in this season, in October, November, because we don't know what's going to happen with the new year. We don't know who the president's going to be. We don't know anything about capital gains. It's real. You know, if you have an investment property and you go and sell it right now, depending on your price point, you're looking at a 15%, you know, hey, my Lindsay, that's my girl. Hey, sweet girl. Love you. Miss you. Miss you. You need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row when you're going to sell an investment property in the next 90 days. My recommendation to you is to give me a holler if you have an investment property that you are looking at unloading. And let's talk about a 1031 exchange. Those are big numbers. It's a 1031 exchange. It's a cool program that I think everyone should know. They should make jewelry and t-shirts with glitter that say 1031 exchange on them because it's amazing. Give me a shout out if you know what a 1031 exchange is. Give me a shout out. 1031 exchange. Yep, it's starting to work. Right? Am I right, Randy? It's starting to work. You know that, Maureen. A 1031 exchange is a tax deferment. It's not a tax shelter. It is a you're eventually going to have to pay taxes. Right? Death and taxes. That's the truth. But for example, if I have a property that I bought for $100,000 and it was distressed and it was 10 years ago and I have improved that property, I have loved on that property has been renting out, it has been making money for me, which is an ROI, which is return on investment. My ROI is good. And right now, since inventory is low, if I let go of that property, it's going to be probably at the top of the market. I'm going to get the highest and best price for that in the most simplest way because that price point, you think I bought it at $100,000 and now I'm probably going to sell it for $350, right? That's a great ROI. Plus I've rented it in between. You sell that property, you're going to get a capital gains on that because it's not your primary residence. You don't really want to do that. I mean, you do. I mean, if you need the cash, then absolutely cash that sucker out and go on your trip to Paris or whatever it is you want to do, pay for college, whatever it is. I mean, that's your money. You worked for it. That's a great ROI. But if you just want to continue your portfolio, and real estate is a huge part of an investment portfolio, it can be a little scary, but it doesn't need to be. But we can also talk about that and get all over the place here. You want to take your investment, $100,000, now it's worth, let's say, $300,000, and you say to yourself, I'm going to sell that property. So then you call me up, you call one of my friends up on here, and you do a 1031 exchange. That means I'm going to identify 2, 3, 4 properties, whatever. It just has to total $300,000. The total of what you are going to make on this investment, which is your $300,000, you hope, maybe more. Bidding wars right now are not uncommon. Give me a shout out if you had a bidding war. Good Lord. Bidding wars are fantastic. Lorraine. Oh my goodness. Nothing but love for my sweet Lorraine out there. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Cheers to you, girl. I'm going to pouring a glass for Lorraine right now. Over there in Darby Place. We were neighbors. Her husband had to rescue my 4-year-old William out of a tree. He's 21 years old right now. Her sweet, sweet husband got a ladder, climbed up that tree, and William just wet himself. It's fantastic. I love you, Lorraine. Anyways, let's get back to this 1031 exchange. So, you have found 3 properties. All of them are $100,000 each. You go and you say to your agent, I want to do a 1031 exchange on this property. I think it's going to go for $300,000. I'm like, you're right. Let's do this. We sell that property. You do not collect any money at closing. We've already set up a structure. That money that you've earned goes into an exchange, a 1031 exchange. It's going to be held. You're not going to touch it. And then we're going to go to work, and we're going to get 3 properties worth $100,000 each. Boop, boop, boop. Done. We're going to use that money to pay for it, and then you're going to go about your business. Now you have 3 properties. You can rent them. You can do whatever you want with them, but you've gone from 1 to 3. You see what I'm saying? That's where wealth comes from. That's where real money happens. And I know it can be scary. I was scared when I first started investing 6, 8, 10 years ago in my first properties. It doesn't have to be. If you're smart and you have knowledgeable people behind you, you can absolutely increase your portfolio and diversify using real estate and doing things like 1031 exchanges. So now, in that example, you started with one $100,000 property that you eventually sold, and you got 3. And now imagine, do that again. Those 3 properties you're going to love on, you're going to take care of, you're going to rent, and then those 3 properties are going to sell for $300,000. I mean, that's a business model example. What did you just get then? You just got $900,000. Almost $1 million. What are you going to do? Do another 1031 exchange. Go for it. Wait till your tax bracket comes down when you're out in retirement land and you're living off less and you don't have a higher tax bracket. You just keep doing this 1031 exchange. Think about it. Think about it. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces, but when you have practitioners like ourselves involved, there's real wealth in real estate. There is. A lot of moving parts, but that's what we're for, right? Right. I love it. So ask me some questions. Lorraine and I could talk all about our kids being little and loving on each other when they were little. And my Nicholas, who's 19 now, was crushing hard on her sweet Jenna. Oh my goodness. I remember when Jenna came home from the hospital, Lorraine. Sweet little baby, who's now over at UGA. I growing up, man, crazy. That's good. That's going down easy. Do I have me a Teresa? Hello, my friend Teresa. I love me some Teresa. Love, love, love some visiting angels over there. Teresa owns a company. Teresa owns a company. Visiting angels. I mean, we need more people like Teresa. Thank you, sweetheart, for doing everything that you do. Hey, Tamara. Tamara just got back from driving the kids. Tamara's a new agent in our office at KW. And I love her energy. I love her energy. Man, she is a bilingual. I mean, call me up. I'll get you hooked up with her. She's fantastic. Lots of energy, lots of drive. Super good. Okay, Maureen, I referred a client with a 1031 to another agent. Just closed. Great job explaining. Oh, my girl, I love you. You holler at me anytime about a 1031 exchange. Here's the thing about a 1031. It's near and dear to my heart because I screwed it up the first time. No, that doesn't surprise y'all. I knew that. I sometimes have to learn by doing. Your timeline on a 1031 is the most important thing. If you can keep your timeline together, there's nothing but golden sunshine at the end of that rainbow. Truly, truly, truly. Identifying those properties early, even before you list the property that is considered the subject property. Absolutely. You take that subject property and you already know what you're going for. You maybe have 10 homes on a list that you're considering, and it doesn't have to be homes. I mean, you can go from a single family resident and you can jump that thing over to a commercial. It doesn't have to be like. It just needs to be real estate. So you can buy a commercial property on your 1031 exchange. You can buy multifamily. The keys are the timelines and the numbers. Make sure your numbers match up. Make sure you've got someone who knows what they're talking about. Then most importantly, make sure you've got someone who's accredited and vetted who holds the money in a 1031. I've got good companies that do that. There are some companies out there that are really, really, really shady, and they will run with your money, and that's not cool. My mistake when I did it the first time was I did not have my timeline set up properly. And here's how the timeline works. And this is going to get a little bit down that rabbit hole, but sometimes that's where I live. From the day that you sell your subject property, you have 45 days to identify the properties that you are going to use on a 1031 exchange. Okay, 45 days. And then from the first day, 45 days, 180 days you need to close. So from day one that you closed on your subject property to day 180, you need to close on those other properties. So it is best to be ahead of the game, but that is when you need a practitioner who knows exactly what they're talking about to walk you through it. And then there's not, like I said, there's nothing but gold and rainbows. It's kind of fantastic. Fantastic. So tell us, how did you get involved in real estate? That is a good question, my sweet girl. So I started decorating homes. I have always loved beautiful design. I have always loved furniture. I have always loved the aesthetics of creating a very comfortable home for my family and my friends. And I moved a lot, 17 times. I know, wait, pause. 17 times. I was not in the military. Yes, that's what we did. California residential to industrial. See? Perfect example, Maureen. Yes. 1031 exchanges are kind of like not talked about, and they, like I said, they need to be on glitter t-shirts. So I really enjoyed design. I moved a lot. We have 4 kids, and I got pretty good at it. Got pretty good at the whole process of moving. When we came back to Atlanta for the second time, I decided that I wanted to get into investing in some properties. So I bought my first home as an investment property, and it was a new build. And now that sounds kind of crazy. You're going to build a brand new house to rent. Yes. Yes, I did. And you know why? Because everything's warranted. You are going to get a brand new home with a warranted roof, a warranted HVAC, a warranted everything. And then who's not going to want to rent a brand new home, right? It was a fantastic investment. My ROI was through the roof. It was crazy. And that's where my first 1031 exchange got all messed up. But we ended up selling that property to a tenant who still lives there. And we went and bought 3 more. So that's where my real estate love came from. And then I was working with JJ, my Jan Hare over there. I don't know if Jan's still on here. Jan, say hi if you're still here. I started buying properties, townhomes, for KSU students because I have 4 kids, 23, 21, 19, 16, and 3 of them are KSU students. I wasn't going to pay those prices to KSU. Do you know how much it costs to live on campus at KSU? I certainly didn't want them in my house anymore. Like I said, the wine's doing its job. They needed to go. So, my friend JJ, Jan Jordan Hare, was my real estate agent. And we started buying some properties. And then I said, Jan, why am I giving you money? I think I can do this. So I got my license. And, you know, you guys shout in here about how your process of getting your license. Let's talk about that for a minute. It took me a year. You know, going back to school, it literally is going back to school. You need 75 hours in the state of Georgia. 75 hours, and then you need to pass your license exam. And it's not for the faint of heart. It's hard. It was hard. I mean, it took me a year to get through my 75 hours. I did pass the exam the first try, but it was hard. And so if you're thinking about real estate, you should holler at one of these gals on here. Tamara, Maureen, Fran, truly, Jan, myself. It is a fantastic group of people who truly have servants' hearts. Really, actually, for all the work that we do for people that y'all don't see, buy bikes for little kids, winter coats for folks, go without commission or lowering commission to make sure a family has what they need. That's what happens. That is truly what happens. And, you know, it's awesome. I'm looking at the clock now, and it's already 7:30. And I love this. I will see you again next week, Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And I will have guest speakers. You give me a shout out if there's any kind of person you want to talk to, you want me to talk to, or if there's any topics that you want me to cover. And we're talking about, it can be anything. It can be how to pass your real estate exam, how to study for a real estate exam, what kind of broker you should be looking for, and then how to get your first closing. That's a big deal. Getting your first closing is monumental. Let's talk about how you do that, all right? Next week, we're going to have Michelle Hatfield. She doesn't even know it yet, but she'll be here. Michelle Hatfield is an interior designer. She's an incredible woman. She's my sweet, sweet friend. And she's the godmother to my Sarah Grace. And she's an interior designer over at ADAC. 25 years experience over there, and she's fantastic. She's got lots of glamour clients. She's got some Nene Nene, I'm going to say it right, Nene Nene leaks, and she's got some Tyler Perry. Yeah, pro tip, stayed in a hotel to study the night before each test, no distractions. You got that, Maureen. Absolutely. Team or solo agent, girl, I'm going to tell you this right now. You try to go solo first. I'm going to be real honest with you, because I think you've got it, Tamara. I think you've got the discipline and the structure. Sometimes it's hard to figure out where you want to be and what you want to do, but I think you've got that. Being on a team is fantastic, but you get to interview that team. You interview that team. You figure out what's best for you, and if that's the environment you want to work in. Some people absolutely love being on a team. They like the structure. They like the, I say this in a positive way, they like the boxes. They like figuring out that box and then going to the next box. For me personally, I have a big sphere of people. I had rental properties before I became an agent. I feel like I am on a team because it's the KW team. It's my JJ, it's my Jan, and all my friends that I rely heavily on to fill in the gaps that, obviously I have gaps, that I need help with. But give it a whirl. Give yourself grace. Give it 90 days. Give it 90 days of just asking questions every day, digging in hard, and then let's have that conversation again after 90 days. Good question. I'm not surprised, Tamara, you're good. You will be approached by multiple people. Absolutely. And honestly, you do you. You 100% do you, but I see in you being an incredible solo agent. So we can talk about that. You are awesome. You're awesome. I love you all. I do. I could do this all night. Seriously, right? Let's talk about, we can move on to the next subject, interest rates. interest rates. Yeah, I'm going to be having some folks on in the next couple weeks. All right. You're so welcome, sweet girl. Okay, love you. Blessings and wellness. Real estate's your friend. You guys are all my friends. I am going to say goodbye because I will keep talking all night long about real estate because you know how much I love it. All right? Mwah! Bye, Maureen. Bye, Fran. Bye, anyone who's out there. Nothing but love and kisses. Joni Bates, Keller Williams Signature Partner, 770-363-2752. Let me know. I mean, truly, any investing questions you have, if I don't have the answers, I will find them for you. I've got people. Love you.